This is my Skills for the Equine Rehabilitation Professional Component A video. So, abnormal behaviours of a horse whilst being stabled. Horses are highly social herd animals. They live in fields grazing and get to exercise their natural behaviours frequently whilst in the field. However, when a horse is stabled, they may start showing stereotypical abnormal behaviours. Stereotypical behaviours include crib biting, wind sucking, self-biting, weaving, box walking and head tossing. Stereotypical behaviours are often very repetitive and seemingly functionless motor responses. So there are multiple ways you can prevent abnormal behaviours. One way that you can prevent abnormal behaviours of a stabled horse is enrichment. An example of that is that you can provide a horse with a treat ball to keep them occupied and distracted, and so that they have something to do to stop them from doing the stereotypical behaviour. Another way that you can prevent a horse weaving in a stable is by fitting anti-weaving bars. This still does allow cribbing if they're doing both cribbing and weaving, but having the opportunity to look out will increase the horse's calmness, and also having an anti-weaving bar will stop the horse from being able to weave in the stable. A way that you can increase overall calmness to try to reduce stereotypical behaviours is to start feeding them a calming supplement. It may take some time to start to work, and it might not work for horses, but it's proved to be successful. And they might need it to just help them calm down and stop doing that behaviour, basically. To try to reduce box walking, you can increase the amount of forage which they have. It means that the horse will always have something to eat, and it'll help relax the horse, meaning they should hopefully not box walk as much. Also, having other horses stabled next to or opposite the horse will help to reduce box walking, because it allows that social interaction that they're used to in the field living naturally, which they won't get if they're in a stable with no horses around them. To prevent cribbing, the main advice is to provide more turnout to eliminate the stress and boredom. However, it's not always possible to provide more turnout, and people suggest using a cribbing collar. It will help to reduce cribbing, but also can pose a slight risk to the horse, as they may be able to get the collar stuck on surroundings in the stable. A full grid could also be fitted to the door, which would allow the horse not to be able to crib on the stable door, although it may result in them running their teeth down the bars instead, which doesn't really help the problem because it can still damage their teeth. Fitting a full grid also means that the social interaction between other horses will be eliminated, and that might in turn increase stress, and the problems might just start again and get worse. So the case study that we've got, I've analysed it, and I think that a few things could have been done differently. Obviously, a full grid was fitted, but the horse was still managing to crib. I think that an anti-weave bar would have been better than full bars, and I would have put anti-crib paint on the anti-weave bars to ensure that the horse doesn't want to crib on those bars. I'd use anti-weave bars because it reduces isolation, and the horse can then see what's going on around him, whereas if he had full bars, he can't see out his stable, and that might cause more stress for him. This is due to the fact that horses are herd animals. Isolation will dramatically increase stereotypical behaviours such as the box walking that the horse was demonstrating. Furthermore, I would ensure that hay was provided at all times rather than allocated set times. This would reduce stress and in turn hopefully reduce stereotypical behaviours as well. Because the horse is an international dressage horse, it is likely to be very high strung and have a lot of energy. Having this energy and not being able to release it due to being at a competition, not being allowed turnout, is likely to increase stereotypical behaviours mentioned. I would probably look into a calming supplement to add to the horse's hard feed when preparing for a competition and whilst participating in such competitions. So I'd probably give them the calming supplement a couple of weeks before, or if they're going to competitions every weekend, I just keep them on the calming supplement, as long as it doesn't reduce his energy, not energy, but like the way he works, then it would be fine, I'd say. And it would hopefully mean the horse will be calmer and will display less stereotypical behaviours. In addition, the horse is probably demonstrating more of these behaviours at the competition than usually they would at home, due to the fact that they're in a new stressful environment, which they're not used to, basically. They go to lots of competitions, but it's a different place and a different kind of environment, so bit of change for them. There isn't much that could be improved about the actual environment for walks and like put him on the walker. Anything to get him out the stable, get him a little bit more exercise might help him. So these are the pictures from a barn where the horse was stabled during the competition. You can see that the stable doors don't have any bars on them, which is why I was suggesting they put a full grid on it, but I would have suggested an anti-weave bar instead with cribbing paint. Of a horse cribbing. It's not in the exact same environment as the horse would have been at the competition. It's not on a stable door, but it's on quite similar kind of bars, and this just shows what the behaviour of the horse was doing. This is an example of a horse box walking, which is another one of the stereotypical behaviours that the competition horse was displaying. So this is just an example of what it does look like when they do it. And then this is my reference list, which is now the end of my PowerPoint. Thank you.